Welcome to Ethereum Cat Herders Meeting 86. We are having agenda on issue 293 on Cat Herders GitHub PM repo. Before we get into the agenda, we have one new joiner here, Rory. So Rory, if you would like to maybe introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name is Rory Arredondo. I'm fairly new to the Ethereum community, I guess since this past October. And I started documenting meeting minutes for the Ethereum.org community calls. That's kind of how I got into learning about everything. And I was a volunteer at ETH Denver and volunteered at DevConnect in Amsterdam, and hopefully will be in Bogota in October. And yeah, currently looking for a role in the space. I've applied for a few roles at the Ethereum Foundation. So I'm looking to quit my day job and move into this space.
Nice. Welcome to Web3 world. I hope you get one of the opportunities that you have applied for. And thank you for documenting notes for us. Welcome to the team.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right. Now getting into the agenda, the first agenda item is Ethereum network upgrades. Obviously, by now we are aware that we are very close to merge. So we have a few important things to be shared on that. The merge community call 4, it happened last Friday. We have added recording. Notes will be up by today, later today. Rory is working on that. And we have few resources, good resources to get to know what's going on in the developers community. I have added link to All Core Dev Update 11 by Tim Bako and What's New in ETH2 by Benjamin. Other than that, Ethereum Foundation recently published a blog post on Ropsten TTD announcement. So the terminal total difficulty, which was a palindromic number earlier, has been changed, and now we have a new number. So check out the blog post. Stakers and node operators are suggested to manually override the TTD for both execution and consensus layer client. If you can do it by today, end of the day, that would be really nice. Each staker community has organized Ropsten call, and there will be a live stream. I have added link to agenda. So with the ETH staker community and few other popular names of Ethereum community, Ethereum cat herders are also going to be a part of this merge community call series. You can find the details on the post. I have added the link to the agenda. That's all on Ropsten side. There are no major changes on Shanghai. I have added specs and tracker just for reference here. Moving on new initiatives, Git POAP and badges. If I remember correctly, we were supposed to discuss on like what would be the criteria for selection. I unfortunately do not having any updates on that, but if there are any suggestions from this present group, happy to talk about it. For people to give some more background, Git POAP is a different kind of POAP initiated by a team, and they have created an issue on Ethereum cat herders GitHub repository, and they have proposed to reward contributors of Ethereum cat herders with different badges, and we are just trying to collect some thoughts on what can be those major criteria based on which the badges can be distributed or different POAPs can be created. Any thoughts? I mean, if people would like, they can always share their suggestions later on cat herders Discord, or maybe we can continue discussing it on the GitHub issue. If you have any suggestion, please reach out. I know one team member from Git CoApp is already working towards creating different CoApps. And for now, what we have done is we have created CoApps based on the contribution repository. Like if someone is contributing to EIP, IP, or the project management of cat herders, or for any other. So based on repositories, we have done it. But if people have other suggestions on there could be different form of that, reach out to us. Next one is ECH GitHub backup for GitHub as well as for YouTube. I remember having some discussion with William and Edson on chat last week. William, if you have any further new thoughts to add here.
I don't have any further thoughts, but maybe just to talk about what we were chatting about before. I met with a couple of people from Radical about the possibility of using Radical as a backup for the ECH GitHub. After speaking with them, it seems like the actual content of the repositories, like the actual Git content, could be backed up using Radical. Probably the easiest solution would involve some bot on a cron job just looking for new pushes each week and kind of pulling them from GitHub and pushing them to Radical. But the extra information, so to speak, that lives on GitHub, so like issues, discussions around PRs, Kanban boards, all of that. Currently, there's no real direct way to port to Radical. I mean, it could be, again, that it would be possible to create some kind of bot that would hit the API and like something like that, but that would be a much more involved process. So there definitely exists some potential, or actually I would say there exists strong potential in using Radical as a backup for the actual Git repos. Right now, I would say it should be looked at as a backup, if anything. I don't think that I personally have the capacity to create a bot like this. If there is anyone who is interested in doing something like that, it shouldn't be that difficult of a task to my understanding. Definitely feel free to get in touch.
Thank you for sharing this. And as William was suggesting, if anyone interested in taking a lead on this task, please reach out to us. I will work with you to provide all necessary information so we can get this thing incorporated. Jose, you want to add something here?
Hey, hello. William, sorry, I didn't get, is there is a issue or PR open for it? Sorry for that, in the street. Just to check, just to read about it?
No, there is not. If you're interested in knowing more, I would recommend reaching out to me on Discord if possible. Like you can just DM me directly if you like.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, in fact, that was a very good suggestion also. William, if you think we can maybe create an issue on that, like what we are looking for, then if someone reaches out to us on any forum, instead of sending everyone to you, you can maybe document an issue and we can send them to that issue and to collect information, basic what we need, kind of.
Let me see. Writing good issues is actually surprisingly intense. It's not time. I'll see what I'm able to get up. It's definitely a good idea. I just hope I get around to it sometime soon.
Yeah, right. And I think it will be helpful. That would be our first step. Like if someone randomly shows up on issue, say that I want to help, we get a ping. Okay, this is the person who wants help, and then I can send it to your way. I'm sorry. I think I got a little inspired by Vitalik's tweet today that if you have to like explain one thing again and again, create a blog post. I'm not asking you to create a blog post. We can maybe create an issue to mention what we are looking for. Anyway. Yeah, Jose, definitely you can reach out to me and I will provide you more information, whatever I have on this topic. Cool. Moving on. The next one is events and hackathon. I know ETH Prague is starting from June 12. Chris reached out to me. He shared the press release. I have added the link to the press release. They are very excited to have cat herders. If anyone is interested or visiting ETH Prague, let us know. We can put you in touch. And there are certain people who are from the EIP editors channel. I take it that they mentioned they would be interested in meeting cat herders. So yeah, if you are going to ETH Prague, share the information and try to meet different people of ecosystem. Next one is ECH Updates. I am not sure, no, I don't see Santosh on the call, and I'm not sure if there are any updates since the last meeting. So probably we can skip this one and move on to ECH Engineering. We are still in search of Ruby dev. We are having some issue with EIP's repository. Even I tried to running it, but it's throwing some error and we need that thing to be fixed. Like there are some Jackal tooling. For that, we need some help. So if you are a Ruby dev and you would like to look into the issue, help us with Ethereum EIP's repository, please reach out to us. Next one is EIP bot and EIPV. We have Jose. Jose, if you have any updates that you would like to share.
Yes, indeed. Well, we have been working since 3 days ago trying to get the .github workflow for the fork for the EIP in order to test the PRs that we already have designed and coded. We are not, I mean, we're having a kind of delay due to the fact that the bot in the repo in the fork is not greeting us as we expect. But I think that we will manage to get this sorted out. When I say we, Mika is supporting me as usual. It's a shame that he's not here, but anyway, I guess that he will know that I mentioned. I think that something is missing in the recoding of the workflow files, but maybe I would say the next 48 hours we should have that sorted out, and we will be able to, as I said the last week, to test the PRs and move on, because these PRs are the cornerstone for the bot getting to the next level. So I'm pretty optimistic. We're working on it.
Thank you. Being optimistic is a good thing. We need to keep moving. So yeah, thank you for all the work you have been doing here. All right, moving on, learn to earn. So we made quite some progress on learn to earn. We are very close to the finishing of the project. Anyone interested may follow the chat on L2E channel on Ethereum Cat Herders Discord. We are currently looking some help on front end side. We have one engineer, George. He has been working on almost the entire project, but it looks like he could use some additional support there, given his bandwidth is limited for this month. So I have shared a link in the chat. We are looking for a front end dev. Please check out issue number 294. And if you are interested to help out with this, reach us out. The next one is Cat Blazers. It's about ECH Podcast. I don't know if there is anything new to share for them.
I don't have much to update on that front, unfortunately.
Not a problem, but we are still holding the torch for ECH Podcast. ZK Doof, who has been helping out William Shaw for setting up podcast and technical side, he has recently started helping me as well on the penny side. So we have successfully shared a couple of episodes of penny on ECH Podcast. For people who may not be YouTube savvy and would like to have an audio only version, they can find the useful information from penny on ECH Podcast. So check out the link added to the agenda. Talking about that, ZK has also been supporting us with all wallet dev meetings, and probably in future we would be sharing the recording of all wallet tabs from Ethereum's cat herders YouTube. So he's a part of that Discord channel right now and will be representing cat herders there. So I was hoping to have him added to the ECH Op teams, considering his increased contribution. So like anyone looking for any question related to wallet devs or any support related to ECH podcast, we can say send him to ZK. And obviously for podcast, I'm going to send it to William Schwab as well. Sorry about that.
No, by all means, I'm happy to.
Yeah, I just wanted to share this with the group. So if anyone has any question, comment, concern, feel free to share. But that's the idea. We would like to engage more people with the contributions they are making. And thank you everyone for being the part of this decentralized community. Moving on to EIP's Insight. In June, we have finally have merged two proposals, EIP 2464 for each 65 transactions and EIP 2364, which is each 64 fork ID extension protocol to the Ethereum EIP's GitHub repository. There are two new drafts added, one on core side, that is EIP 5133. It is to delay the difficulty bomb, as it was discussed in the last all core dev meeting, that there is a need to probably push the difficulty bombs so people can be working on merge and they do not have to worry about the difficulty bomb. So there is this proposal by Thomas from Nethermind client team. The proposal number is 5133, and it is to push the bomb till mid of August 2022. So check it out. You will get to know more about difficulty bomb from there. And there is this another proposal on ERC category, that is 5018. It is file system like interface for smart contracts. Definitely an interesting proposal. Application devs, you can check it out. And for like earlier EIP's Insight, you can check out the link added to the agenda. Any questions so far? Okay. Moving on to pennies. So we have published EIP 1202 voting standard last week, and this week we published merge and hyperledger Besu with the project manager of Besu, Sajida. Now you can find the protocol special penny meetings on Ethereum protocol calendar. So if you have subscribed to Ethereum protocol calendar for all core dev meeting, for consensus layer meeting, and any meeting that is coming up on protocol level, you can also find the penny meetings for protocol discussion there. That means any core EIPs, and if that is any upgrade specific, you can find the information there. However, this is also available on Cat Herders Discord event section and on the Cat Herders Discord GitHub with penny schedule. So check out different sources, try to be a part of these meetings if you have questions, if you are a application dev or trying to implement these proposals. Tomorrow, we have planned another PPN EAP for latest proposal, one proposal 4400, I believe, that got finalized just last month. Moving on, meeting notes and action item for cat herders. And the first one here is EURL URI standard working group. So we have recently started this working group. It's a brainstorming call for having standards on URL and URI side, because people observe that there are more than one proposals with similar use case are there in the repository. So it makes sense to bring these authors together in a meeting room and maybe push the proposal, which could be helping with solving not just single use case, but also it can be a standard that can be used by different projects. So we had this second working group meeting yesterday, and the recording is available on Cat Holders YouTube. Some of the main takeaway from the meeting is we need to connect with wallet devs, have them here for the next meeting. And we also got a chance to discuss two different proposals, EIP 4804, that is Web3 URL to EVM call message transaction. It's a proposal by Sam Wilson and Key. So Key shared the progress since the last meeting, and he also received some new comments that we are hoping to get incorporated. And we hope to discuss this proposal further in the next meeting. About EIP 2400, that is URL format for transaction receipts. This proposal is currently in draft status, but the author, he received the ping on Twitter and he showed up in the meeting. That was really great. And he agreed to help us move this proposal towards final. So the cat holders may be working with him to maybe help out to make a pull request to bring it out from the stagnant status, because that is the first step, and then maybe to review, last call, and hopefully we'll be able to move this proposal to the final. We have invited the author to discuss it on Cat Holders Discord and EIP Editors channel. So if anyone is interested in this proposal, working or already implementing, this proposal is already implemented in status as far as I know. But if there are any wallet dev listening to this call and they are interested in implementing or already have interested and have some comments to share to encourage more people to implement this proposal, please reach us on Cat Holders Discord. There was one more action item from that meeting. So Sam Wilson mentioned that he would be maybe proposing RPC endpoint standard, and he already have added the first pass. So anyone interested may check out pull request 5139 on Ethereum EIP's GitHub repository. Highlights of these meetings are also added in a working document that I have added to the agenda. So check it out. If you want to join these meetings, you can find information on Cat Holders Discord event section or reach us on EIP Editors channel on Cat Holders Discord. That's all about it. Moving on to other meeting notes. It looks like we have received all meeting notes. So far, all core dev meeting 139 is available. Consensus meeting 88 is available. EIP IP meeting 57 is also available. We had last week EIP editors apprenticeship meeting. The recording is available. We do not have notes for that because we don't make it. However, you can find the information about the EIPs that we went through on the agenda itself. We generally try to look into pull requests. Those are open for a while for updating new proposal and any other changes to existing EIPs. So check out the agenda for that, for the summary of the meetings. Well, that's almost towards the end. Anyone has any question, comment, anything anyone would like to add? Wow, looks like it's more of an update meeting. We have just been sharing updates. Okay. So moving on to the, sorry, someone unmuted. Okay. Moving on to the last item of the meeting, that is outstanding action items. If we look into the action item listed here in the notes, the first one is to decide criteria for distributing Git CoApps. As I mentioned in the beginning of this meeting, that currently we are considering based on repo, but if anyone has any other suggestion, please reach out. Decide on GitHub backup solution. Most likely we will be going with William's suggestion for Radical, but we are looking for someone to maybe help us create a bot that can help take up this backup on or maybe a specified interval of time. So yeah, reach us for more information and if you are interested in working for that. Similar for YouTube. If I understand correctly, the solution that we are discussing for GitHub will not be valid for YouTube unless we have YouTube uploaded on the GitHub in any possible way. William, please correct me if.
Again, Radical basically it works based off of Git. So the videos would need to be actually committed to Git in GitHub for that to work.
Okay. Okay. So maybe I will look into this option because if I remember correctly, GitHub started providing an option of uploading videos as well. If not on YouTube form, maybe an MP4. I will look into that option. Go over ECH website backup procedure with contributor. Definitely will try to provide more information for whoever is interested. Add page to ECH website for podcast. That is one action item which is, I think, is going to be there for the next meeting as well, because I haven't seen any progress on the website side since the last meeting. And this actually concludes all the items listed here. Anyone has anything else to share or maybe propose that we can start doing as a cat herder? Any new thoughts, proposals? Looks like everyone is in a hurry to go back to their work a little early. So yeah, thank you all for joining us today. I hope to see you in 2 weeks, but if you have anything to share, do not wait for 2 weeks to be on the call and discuss these things. You can always reach us on Cat Herders Discord and talk to us. Have a good one, everyone.
Cheers.
Thank you.